Okay. So now that we did Dust Town, let's just go in order. So next is the tavern, or
Atrust Vala, stranger.
God, fuck.
You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
Why do I keep interrupting Shale? I'd like a
With
drink.
52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines, we should be able to serve your needs. What do you have?
Well, I'll just like some ale.
I recommend a Brachian brew. She has a heavy head and a deep, rich taste. 3 silvers gives you a pint.
Sold.
A Brachian brew never fails to hit the spot.
I love getting drunk.
One of the Legionnaires claimed he saw a ragged-looking dwarf heading west while he was patrolling the deep roads. When he tried hailing the dwarf, the fellow ran off, screaming. Well, I have other customers to see too. If you need anything else, just call me over.
Did you just give me a quest? Like, okay. Alright, well, this guy has a name.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew?
Looking for a fist to share your face? Don't mind if I do.
I recommend the Lycan Ale. They brew it downstairs. Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's Expeditionary Field Unit. Yourself?
I'm Melissa, Grey Warden.
Figured as much. Good folks, wardens. I was in the deep roads when that one came by. What was his name? Dukan, Dunka, something like that.
Oh, good thing Alistair is in here. You knew Duncan?
I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the deep roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
You work for BHELEN?
I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs.
Who's your unit fighting?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
Thanks for a drink, but I should go.
Watch yourself. Orzammar politics are getting near as dangerous as battle.
Oh, you're singing his language? Beautiful. Anyway,
What are you looking at, stranger?
are you Ordell?
I could be. What business is it of yours?
Well, I met your daughter.
I have no daughter. Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
Wow, you're a bitch. If you don't take Sir Linda back, she'll die.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
Could you pretend your child never existed?
I've been trying. It's not as easy as I thought. Look, just tell her... We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
Fucking disappears. But nice, okay? Is anything else? Lord
I
Henry.
don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me. Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Things are hardly equal on the surface.
But there are those like you who see this with concern, no? Well, I've taken the time to actually talk to the other castes. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
So you get to vote on the next king?
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord HARROWMONT seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
How does the caste system work anyway? Well, I already know. I read the lore. But I'll ask anyway. How does the caste system work anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. then the warriors, and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
Oh, that's pretty cool. At least it's same-sex parent. Oh, so that's why the girl, that with the baby, that's why she wanted a daughter, so it could be like the mother and not like him who's castless. Okay, that makes sense. I should get going.
As you wish.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what BHELEN stands for.
Your allegiance to BHELEN is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
Some say BHELEN killed his father.
Just as many say HARROWMONT. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Alright, that's fair. He wants more money. Anyway, so next is the armors. Sure, right here. Janar.
Welcome to Janar Family Armors. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail. At Janar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
Are you... Janar, do you have a daughter named Dagna?
Has she been bothering you? Gets a whiff of surface stink and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
No, she hasn't been any bother.
Oh, good. Well, let me know if she does trouble you any.
I'd like to help her study with the
Do
mages.
you even know what that means? If Dagna goes to the surface, she forfeits her caste. She'll never be able to marry or work in Orzammar again. Dwarves don't do magic. Dagna knows that. It's just a childhood fantasy that dies hard. Please, if you see her, send her back and let me talk some sense into her.
I don't think I should do that. Hey?
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make the journey to the Circle Tower.
I don't even...
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we are
Great
here.
Lady. But am I right in guessing you haven't left Orzammar yet?
Ugh. I'll just go back to Venice. Your father doesn't want you going to the circle.
You talked to him? Of course he won't let me go. He wants to sell me off for the highest dowry. I don't care if I lose my caste. I'll stay on the surface forever.
Alright, I'll still talk to the circle for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Like, if she wants to leave, let her leave. Like, nah, I'm not getting involved in that. She has free will. Okay? I understand their traditions and stuff, but she's well aware of what...
Why do you refer to me as the Elder Mage?
Clearly because it is purple, and a hyena.
Then you simply wish to be perverse? Surely you're better than that.
I have found that I'm allowed precious few amusements. Since so many prefer to call me Gollum, I enjoy referring to them in a similar fashion.
Oh, very well. But could you at least use a different adjective? I do not wish my age to be my defining characteristic.
As the fussy mage desires.
Oh, I give up.
Hey, Fussy. Fussy ain't that bad. Better than Elder. Anyway, I'm assuming I have to go in there, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, so we just talked to all these people. I'm ignoring Dagna because I'm not sending her back to her home. She knows what she's getting into, so we'll just talk to the figures imports, diamond quarter. Anyway, so next we got figures imports,
Right.
which I can't enter. Okay. Diamond quarter. This is the good place, right? Yeah, this is definitely the good place. Holy shit. This place is huge. This might take a while. Oh, a nug.
You
Adele.
have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
Yeah, I'll do all that.
Is Lord BHELEN considering a dissolution of the ancient clans? He refuses to comment in the assembly.
Mine is an honorable task, and I shall drown out anyone who claims otherwise.
Alright. You do you, dude. Lady Days.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
So I'm guessing I can't talk to any of them until after the king stuff.
I hope you'll support Lord HARROWMONT.
Lord HARROWMONT's insinuations against Lord BHELEN reveal the truth. Could HARROWMONT be the true cause of King Endrin's death? Shocking allegations.
You know, after all this is over, I wouldn't mind getting a job here. I could sing, tell stories, help the king get items from high shelves.
That's true. She just wanted to throw in that little thing about the high shelves.
Even I could shatter from this height, surely.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is the rich side. Yep. Like, look at how big this place is compared to that other place. Like, holy fuck. Shape right. Okay. Let's go here. Ooh. Let's just talk to that guy.
Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Alright. A little rude, but okay. They all know I'm a warden now, so I don't have to keep asking. I wonder if the word spread. Or something. Ooh, a book.
As you wish.
Dramatic. I find it so funny when they level up while reading.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the deep roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince BHELEN and Lord HARROWMONT have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Girl, I got you. I'm doing all these side quests. I'm getting all the loot. You know what's up.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Oh my god. I feel so famous. I would like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
I come on behalf of Brother Bukal, cleric of Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
It's not me. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't care about the religion, okay? So I'm just going to go with this. The charities could greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
The chantry could provide work for the castles.
I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Tell me something.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
Where is Kal Sharok?
At the other side of the old Empire. During the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the Darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Golems like this?
Yes. We have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery.
Yeah, I'm not selling shale. But I just feel like, how could you not acknowledge her? Anyway, never mind. I should go.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
Alright, so it seems like they really want me to fucking pick a king here early on with zero context, so I'm gonna go ahead and read the codexes here. So, starting with BHELEN, this is a time for action, not cultured debate. Third of King Endrin's children, BHELEN has always been considered the last and least of his family, not the heir, not the favorite, and not as accomplished as either sibling. BHELEN's most notable trait was his ability to stay out of trouble. For HARROWMONT, no one is born with rights to the throne. The sitting king may recommend a successor, but the assembly ultimately decides who will rule. House HARROWMONT is one of the oldest noble houses, as old as Orzammar itself. Endris' most trusted advisor, HARROWMONT, is well known for being an able administrator and the author of many compromises in the ever-warring assembly. Let's go to the royal palace. Maybe they'll have more info there on like who to pick. Like I wish I could have like an an outline of like what, like I get that like BHELEN's the evil guy. And I am like leaning towards HARROWMONT, but I feel like just picking a king because he's nice isn't really a sound strategy.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
I guess I'll just steal this fucking chest then.
This should be easy enough.
Yep, I'm just going around a palace and looting shit. I'm sure that's totally fine. Ooh, is this a reverend? Alright. Many of King Endrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. I still can't pronounce that fucking word. Continue. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the veil. Take the veil, bitch. The glass fractures at your touch. Alright, let's kill this bitch face. See, Alyssa would be more useful if she didn't fucking miss every second. But oh my god, is she kicking ass. Every time she hits him, he's just like dying.
Immediately.
And boom shakalaka, bitch. Get fucked. Moving on. Oh.
Solid witnesses.
I say less. Okay.
By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act.
All set.
I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
I mean, to be fair, I also stole stuff, but I'm just not gonna mention that. Speak to the Lords of the Assembly. The leadership of Orzammar is chaos? Is chaos? Somebody did not grammar check here. The leader of Ozamar is in chaos. Addressing the assembly seems like the likely place to start looking for a solution. The chamber of the assembly is in a diamond quarter. So let's just go there then.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Alright, let's see what this is about.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Desher's lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Hey, dude.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize a Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Is there any way I can break the stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord HARROWMONT, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin Verender, HARROWMONT's man, can be found at the HARROWMONT estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the Assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Alright, so it's at this point where I had to do more research on who to elect as king, and I had to do it in a way where I don't get spoiled. So that means I still have limited information on HARROWMONT and Balin. However, I was able to gather 2 key points on both candidates. Balin, for starters, is a complete and utter douchebag, but he has the most progressive qualities out of the two. HARROWMONT, on the other hand, is less power-hungry and bloodthirsty, but is a traditionalist and essentially wants to rule similarly to how King Endrin ruled. From what little I was able to gather in my travels to Orzammar, I actually value progressiveness in this situation. The castlists are essentially useless, leading to more violence and crime rather than unity. The surface dwarves are shunned upon and therefore limits world trade for Orzammar, which I'm not a fucking economist, but that seems pretty fucking bad. On these bases, I'm probably going with Balin, which is funny to me somehow.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
I need aid against the Blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, HARROWMONT hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I thought King Endrin himself supported HARROWMONT.
That hurts worst of all. That HARROWMONT would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
They really make it so that, like, you don't want to go for this fucking guy, but what must I do to prove my good intentions?
HARROWMONT has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of HARROWMONT's deception.
Irrefutable evidence? Which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
Wynn's not about it. What kind of evidence?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Oh, excuse me, two assembly members. Desher is their formal title. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get the promissory? My God, I'm so illiterate. Where did you get the promissory notes? Where did you get the promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Isn't there someone you can report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
He'd hold a distant relative over his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
Yeah, I'll just fucking do it. I'll find Lady Dace and Lord Helmy right now.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Alright.
News of the hour. 2 more clans endorsed Lord Balin as the new king. Change is inevitable, and it must come quickly.
Yeah. I assume the nobles probably don't like Balin. Because he's trying to change shit, and he's a bitch. So.
Questions remain as to Lord Balin's involvement in King Endrin's death. Possibility of patricide scandals shocking.
I'll probably still talk to him just to see.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I would like to speak with Lord Harrowmont.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Balin's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
How can I prove I'm not working for Balin?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
So would you like me to enter the proving in Harrowmont's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving and see why the others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Beisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Anyway, hey lady.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking about.
Very nice so far. Yes, I am Melissa.
It's fascinating the surface has an entire order dedicated to fighting darkspawn. Down here, that's just what fighting means. But I'm sure it's more difficult on the surface. It must be much harder to find them.
I hear you'll be voting on the next king.
Now, is that an attempt to cozen me into revealing my choice, or are you simply making small talk? It's so hard to tell with you surface types. You're all so charmingly direct and artless.
That's a nice way to put it. I noticed you didn't answer my question.
Yes, I am a member of the Assembly, a Desher. I will be one of 80 nobles of purest blood to pick our sovereign king. If you're asking me where my vote lies, I'm forbidden to tell until the stones are cast.
Alright, well, you might want to look at these papers.
Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it.
Alright, where is he? I'll bring these to him.
He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient Tig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
Alright, I'll go tell him.
Thank you. He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Good luck.
Yay.
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Bronca didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teach? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
Hey, dude.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
He agreed to let you hold prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the Tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
Absolutely not. I helped you, because why the hell not? But I ain't that type of bitch. I ain't going to your service. What's up, dude?
I wasn't expecting you back. I guess you realize this is about the only fun in Orzammar?
What do you think of the candidates for king?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
I have news. Harrowmont is double-dealing you and Lady Dace.
Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down. Responsibilities, you know. Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And they'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day.
Why vote for Harrowmont if you didn't want the land?
I actually thought he was the better candidate. You must think I'm pretty soddy naive, huh? They're all the same, well-dressed, blood-sucking cave ticks. I'll have to inform Mother that Lord Harrowmont hasn't bought our vote after all.
I wonder if it's true, though. Or if we're just making this up. Like, we're probably being deceitful, but whatever.
What's this? A human? Did we make these tunnels tall enough for humans? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Well, I do have a note. I'm on business for Balin. I have to find Lord Dace.
I see you have his daughter's seal, so I will not stop you. But be careful. Just because the beasts have pulled back from Orzammar doesn't mean there are any fewer in the deep roads. Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Actually, they made their move on the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
Are Darkspawn the only dangers in these tunnels?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Deep stalkers?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on 2 legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Are there no dwarves past this point?
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
Legion of Dead?
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
I should go.
Best of luck.